Hey guys, welcome back. It's Neon and it's happening. HBO Max is going to be a thing. HBO Max is the name of the WarnerMedia streaming service that we've been talking about for the last couple of months here on the channel. Not what I expected. I did not expect them to tie HBO into this, but I guess it's better than WarnerMedia. Nobody gives a shit about that. So anyway, this news broke yesterday, and there's been some discussion about who's going to be in charge of it and what the content's going to be. Of course, we follow it here on Clownfish TV because of Cartoon Network, Crunchyroll, Rooster Teeth, etc., possibly being rolled into this service, and it does look like that's going to happen, albeit slowly. So here's the initial announcement from Polygon, of all places. They said that HBO Max will bring HBO, DC, Cartoon Network, and Friends to streaming. Not and Friends, but Friends like the show Friends. Set for spring 2020 launch with a lineup of TV and film exclusives. WarnerMedia's streaming service will be called HBO Max. The AT&T-owned media giant announced Tuesday alongside a lineup of content from the company's massive portfolio of film and television properties. That includes all of Friends, all 236 episodes. It's going to be leaving Netflix, and so is The Office. So Netflix is going to be losing Friends and The Office. In addition, WarnerMedia has secured the exclusive streaming rights for another 90s classic, The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and 2010 teen drama Pretty Little Liars. So wow, another streaming service. We have to subscribe so we can watch Friends and the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. The company also touted HBO Max as the streaming home of HBO programming, plus a slate of dramas that will air on the CW this fall, including Batwoman and Riverdale. The Riverdale spinoff, Katie Keene. So, okay, so yeah, I have to subscribe to this now so I can watch Friends, the Fresh Prince, and Batwoman, and Katie Keene. That's why we want this service. 6 exclusive films are on the way. WarnerMedia announced 4 young adult movies from the director of Dawson's Creek and the Arrowverse. So here's the official statement. Then we'll talk about what this means for animation, for Cartoon Network, for Crunchyroll, for Rooster Teeth, because they are part of WarnerMedia. This whole thing is going to kind of gel together, I think. HBO Max will bring together the diverse riches of WarnerMedia to create programming and user experiences not seen before in a streaming platform, said Robert Greenblatt, chairman of the company's entertainment division, in a news release. HBO's world-class programming leads the way, the quality of which will be the guiding principle for our new array of Max originals, our exciting acquisitions, and the very best of Warner Brothers, starting with the phenomenon that is Friends. I have to pause for effect. You're gonna subscribe to yet another streaming service to watch reruns of Friends. Okay. WarnerMedia also said in the news release that Casey Bloys, president of programming for HBO, will continue to oversee the HBO content. The company has increased its investment in HBO original programming by 50%. The development of HBO Max will be headed up by, here's where it gets interesting. The development of HBO Max will be headed up by the current CEO of the streaming media company, Otter Media. Otter Media owns Crunchyroll, owns Elation, owns Rooster Teeth, which is also a WarnerMedia subsidiary. So, we're going to go out here to, I can't believe we're doing this, but here we go. Anime News Network. What does HBO Max mean for anime on Crunchyroll, for Rooster Teeth, Elation, etc.? So here is a partial answer. Crunchyroll, Adult Swim, join WarnerMedia's new HBO Max streaming service. This has been updated. WarnerMedia, the new content company created after AT&T's acquisition of Time Warner in June 2018, announced on Tuesday that Crunchyroll, Cartoon Network, Adult Swim, and Rooster Teeth will offer content on its newly revealed HBO Max streaming service when the service launches next spring. So Crunchyroll, Cartoon Network, Adult Swim, and Rooster Teeth are going to put shows on HBO Max. This might explain where High Guardian Spice is. High Guardian Spice might be going to HBO Max, people. That might be what's going on. WarnerMedia said that HBO Max will premiere with 10,000 hours of premium content from these and other WarnerMedia brands such as Warner Brothers, New Line, DC, CNN, TNT, TBS, True TV, CW, Turner Classics, and Looney Tunes. WarnerMedia announced a reorganization of its divisions in March that's bringing many of its subsidiaries and brands, including Otter Media, Elation, Crunchyroll, Rooster Teeth, and Verve, Cartoon Network, Adult Swim, and Boomerang into a single global kids and young adult unit. So Crunchyroll currently has 50 million registered users with 2 million streaming subscribers. The company offers more than 1,000 titles and 30,000 episodes. There has been an update to the story. Crunchyroll clarified with Anime News Network that only select content from Crunchyroll will be available on HBO Max. Crunchyroll's own platform will remain as the only service to offer the company's full library. Let's see how long that lasts. Let's see how long that lasts, because if HBO Max takes off and it becomes sort of a legit Netflix competitor, there is no reason for Crunchyroll to exist. None whatsoever. They could just dump all the anime content onto HBO Max and call it a day. And I really do think, given the bean counters they have over at Warner Brothers right now, the AT&T crew that came in, I really do think that they would be thrilled just to consolidate all of this into one streaming service and focus their efforts on that. I think Crunchyroll will eventually, if it takes off, Crunchyroll will eventually just be phased out. It will atrophy. I mean, look what Warner did to Drama Fever. They just pulled the plug one day. There was no announcement. They didn't give users a heads up. They just said, hey, we're done with it. We're done with it. And boom, it's gone. I don't see Crunchyroll dying as quickly as Drama Fever because it does have a much larger base from what I understand. But I do see the very real possibility of them just folding it into HBO Max. And I think this is where we're going to see High Guardian Spice and possibly Thundercats Roar. I think they're going to get dumped onto this service because they need exclusive content to get people to subscribe. Now, this is coming like 6 months after Disney's subscription service. How much money do these people really think, the general public has? I mean, it's like, what's the point of even cutting the cord if you have to spend more money on streaming services just to watch all the shows you want to watch? I don't know. I don't know how it's going to go. So some other news in Hollywood is that internally over at Warner Brothers, I guess some people are not real happy with the choice of Ann Sarnoff, the new CEO of Warner Brothers, because they don't fully understand what her role is going to be and or have doubts about her abilities. Not necessarily because she's a woman, but because they just don't understand how she's going to fit into this. This is definitely a new paradigm here over at Warner Brothers. They're looking at, according to this article from the Hollywood Reporter, that they're going to focus on HBO Max, and basically the mighty Warner Brothers lot, the Warner Brothers studio, which used to be the most powerful studio in the country, is going to be relegated to just cranking out content for this new streaming service. So they have a lot of confusion about even what her job is going to be. There doesn't seem to be any clear direction over at Warner Brothers right now. This is not good because Disney is going to go for the jugular. I mean, they're going to go for the jugular. And their streaming service premieres just a few months ahead of HBO Max. So again, this is coming from Hollywood Reporter. So Ann Sarnoff's surprise hire as chairman comes as parent WarnerMedia focuses on its upcoming HBO Max service, and insiders wonder if internal politics and changing priorities are turning a storied studio into a second-class citizen of Hollywood. It's not that Sarnoff isn't highly regarded by those who know her. She's extremely well suited for something that is changing, says Josh Sapin, CEO of AMC Networks. She knows the studio and the production world well. She has a real sense for bridging creatives, and she's a leader. But few in Hollywood had heard of the 57-year-old television and consumer products veteran before the hire was announced on June 24th. And now that she's been named, many industry veterans, including several with ties to Warner Brothers, say they aren't sure what her job, for years the most prestigious that the industry had to offer, will actually entail. They don't know what she's going to do. So she's got experience working for BBC America. She's got experience with the women's NBA, Dow Jones, and Viacom. But again, there are people at Warner Brothers who are like, does this really qualify her to be put in charge of one of the most powerful studios in the world? So there are insiders, high-level insiders at Warner Brothers who are talking about, this acquisition, the AT&T. Are they like, does AT&T even understand what they bought? They bought Warner Brothers. Do they understand it? They said Warner Brothers was the gold standard. Does AT&T even know what they bought? Why did they put this woman in charge? A producer with business at the studio likewise is pessimistic. The only way I can see this hire making sense from the AT&T side is if they had a 5-year plan of completely folding the theatrical side. He said, I can see old school AT&T execs saying, why are we splitting half the grosses with these exhibitors? So, this is interesting that even within Warner Brothers, there are concerns, and we've heard this from multiple industry insiders on the animation side, that Warner Brothers, Cartoon Network, and Crunchyroll and Rooster Teeth, that it's absolute chaos. It's absolute chaos right now because AT&T is coming in and they're pinching pennies and they're folding these companies into one another to get ready for this HBO. I guess they figured HBO was their biggest brand. I don't know. But they're really cutting costs. We've heard rumors before that people at Cartoon Network are concerned that they will be out of a job soon because they don't know what the future holds. We have shows like Thundercats Roar and High Guardian Spice that were announced last year that are still in limbo. Again, they're produced by Warner Brothers. We don't know what's going to happen. And even at Warner Brothers, they don't seem to know what the hell is going on. They don't seem to have a lot of confidence in their new CEO. So, grab a bucket of popcorn, people. I think this could potentially be a grade A shit show. Absolutely. I don't know what to make of this. I guess we're going to have to sit back and see. I don't know if any of the content is actually going to be interesting enough for us to splurge on yet another streaming service when we've already got Hulu, we've already got Netflix, we've got Amazon, we've got Crunchyroll, we've got all this. Do we need another one? Do we really need another one? And after, Disney Plus comes out this fall, HBO Max could just look like an also-ran. Like, is anybody even going to care? I don't know. So we'll see. We will see. We'll keep an eye on this as it relates to the animation industry for sure. So please subscribe to Clownfish TV if you haven't done so already. Hit the bell for notifications. We really appreciate your subscriptions and your time. Thank you so much. Thanks for watching. This has been Neon. We'll talk later. Hey guys, thanks for watching Clownfish TV. Please consider supporting the channel. Go to clownfishsupport.com. That's clownfishsupport.com. And if you want to join our community, go to clownfishtalk.com. That's clownfishtalk.com. Please subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. We will talk to you next time.